What's going on, crypto miners, and welcome back to the channel. Well, today we're over at my ASIC mining shed here. Yep, you can hear the chickens back behind me here. This is actually at Mr. Electrician's house. You can see if you're new to the channel, here's our shed here, 11 by 11 shed. We got a big intake wall over on this side here. And if we walk over on the other side, all of our ASICs are exhausting directly out the backside using an inline fan and shroud system. But today we're here because, well, the realities of owning crypto ASIC miners is they have problems. Parts go bad and they die. And well, today we're here to work on 3 ASIC miners. Let's head inside.
Today's video is sponsored by the team over at BT Miners. With the bull run in full swing, new crypto mining hardware is dropping every day, making right now the perfect time to purchase that ASIC miner that you've had your eyes on. I've been working with the team at BT Miners for several years now and can vouch for their customer service, fast shipping, and finally competitive pricing. BT Miners always has stock in my favorite miners, like the Bitmain Antminer L9 and the S21 XP. And for home miners, the AlphaPex DG Home 1, the Volk Miner D1 Mini, and loads of Goldshell and IceRiver miners. But guess what? BT Miners has a brand new ASIC repair facility in the United States to help customers struggling to find trusted, reliable repair centers stateside. Go check out BT Miners today via the link in the video description down below, as well as enjoy a discount code off your entire order with checkout code Hobbyist.
All right, let's head inside and show you guys what we're working with today. It's a little bit louder, so I'm going to try to talk louder here. So if you guys are new to the channel, this is my ASIC mining shed. Converted it and renovated it over last August. Currently running 400 amps to 200 amp. Breaker boxes going to a 400 amp meter base. Got some shelving and a workbench over here as well. So all this being said, I love ASIC mining. I love crypto mining, but man, sometimes these things are a lot of work for sure. So let me show you what we're dealing with today. So first one is the DR7. That mines SC Prime. This thing is constantly going up and down on pools. There's very limited pools that are actually available for it. I got this maybe a year ago. When it first dropped, it was making $60 a day. By the time I got it, it was down to about 25. Let me show you what this makes per day in just a second. Second issue, I have a KA3 that's got a red light on it that it's saying it's overheating, which is really surprising to me because we have this massive inline fan here on the front of all my units. You can see we don't have the traditional ASIC fans. We have the massive inline fan here, just forcing air through the unit and out the back side. So I want to pull it out and take a look and see if there's something that's stuck in there or something. I don't know, anything that would be causing it to overheat, because I'm really surprised. Maybe we'll blow it out. Last one, IceRiver AL3 lithium miner. Oh man. So this unit has a red blinking light on the power supply and will not mine. So what I did do is I did go ahead and pick up a IceRiver power supply to swap it out. That's kind of the easiest solution to get started with. So we're going to swap out the power supply on that. Hopefully get it up and running. Now, here's that KA3. And it is showing real-time hash rate abnormal, of course, miner temp abnormal. And when we scroll down, the outlet temp is saying 91, which is too high. And you can actually go in the miner logs here, and we'll scroll down to the bottom, and it's throwing some warnings here. And then you can see right in here, high temp exceeded, chip temperature 91. So we do need to go ahead and see what exactly is going on with that unit. Here is our AL3, and the unit actually, when you go into the miner logs here, is throwing fan speed errors with our AL3, which is surprising. But then in addition to that, we have some other errors in here. So I'm thinking we'll start, because you see, look, it starts to calibrate if you can see this, the hash board, it connects to the pool. The miner passed the preliminary test. It's got fan speeds in there that look good, but then it's having hashboard 1 failed 0 chips. So it's saying all the hashboard 1 has 0 chips available on it. And then hashboard 2 and hashboard 3, 0 chips. So I'm thinking it's a bad power supply, and I'm hoping it's not 3 bad hashboards. Now, finally, DR7. Look at this, just came out July 2024. Hasn't even been a year. 127 terahash, 2730. Check it out. Negative $4.21 a day. It makes no sense to run this miner currently right now at my electric rate, which is right at about just over 7 cents. Oh man, crazy. All right, so we got some work to do. I think we're gonna start with the AL3. So let me get that pulled out and stripped down. So traditionally, a power supply swap is pretty quick, but because we're using the shroud system, take a look. You actually have to undo these screws here, but to get to them, you have to undo this shroud. Well, to get to that shroud, you have to undo your inline fan, and the same thing on the back side here. So it's a lot more work to go ahead and replace a power supply with this setup. All right, so our new power supply actually got a little beat up in shipping here. You can see it's a little popped out. Should be okay. Once we get it in place, it should be fine, especially when we tighten down the screws here. But let's get Humpty Dumpty back together again and hope for the best. Now, if you guys are curious, we use dummy plugs to trick the actual control board into thinking there's fans attached, and that lets us run the inline fan there. All right, back to work. Man, so the fans and the power supply here, after I unscrewed them, they wouldn't fall into position really nicely, so I had to go ahead, take off the side cover of the power supply, hold them to get everything in place. But we're back together, new power supply. Let's get it back over on the shelf, power it up, and hope for the best. All right, moment of truth. We got it back reinstalled. Check it out. We got a green light, which is awesome, versus previously we had the red light. Up and mining. Let's check over on the computer. It's been about 5 to 10 minutes, 6 minutes actually. Take a look. I'll take that victory 100%. All right, next up on the block, the KA3. Now, what I want to do with this one is, so some of these ASICs, you can see this is actually a USB Type-C cable that runs off of the inline fan, and there's actually a board. It's a little purple board called a pivotal pleb board, and it plugs into the ASIC and allows the ASIC to control this inline fan based off of the temperatures. I'm wondering if that board is bad. So instead of me ripping this whole thing apart and everything, we know it's got good airflow. Let me take that out, power it up, and see if that fixes it. All right, we got the KA3 set up in the new method. So I did unplug that pivotal pleb board, that purple board that you saw me have, that plugs into where the fan ports are and helps to control the inline fan. So instead, I just plugged in the manual fan controller. I use that on a lot of other of my miners here. Any of them that have trouble with the pivotal pleb board. And then what these are is allow you to pretty much, they're dummy plugs, which you saw on the previous miner that we were working on the AL3. Now, I'm just running it like this for now until we can confirm it's working properly. And then we'll put the lid back on and get it back together. All right, Mr. Geek of all trades, I need a new sticker. Yours is getting really beat up. The other ones are pretty good right now, but yours is taking a hammering. I think because it's like right in the middle. But I don't know, Chump Change, Pocket Chains, Rylan, Hawk here, they're doing good. So, Geek of all trades, please let me know where I can order a new sticker. If you guys are interested, this is that pivotal pleb board. So as you can see, it has the fan connectors right there. And then on this side, it has the USB Type-C that interfaces with the inline fan. But take a look. Heck yeah, we're back up and hashing. Now, we're going to give it a few minutes, though, because right now it's looking like outlet temperatures are fantastic. So before we claim a victory, let's let it run for a little bit. We've only been up and mining for like 2 minutes. Let's check back in about 15 minutes. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and pull out the DR7. Now, to show you guys, these units actually vibrate like pretty good with the fans and everything. So what I've done, and this is just a process of elimination, all the fan cables are zip tied down. And then actually under here, let me see if I can see it. There's a screw. There you go. To hold down the inline fan, and then another screw in the shroud itself right down there to hold it in place. And then finally, push everything back, and then it is going ahead and that back rear, actually, here's a good look at it. The whole shroud slides into the AC Infinity 8-inch rubber coupler, and then we connect the hose clamp to give it a good seal. So let me get this guy removed. We are going to have to bring this home off camera, strip it down, turn it back to stock, and we'll be listing it online for sale. All right, DR7 is out. Now you'll notice that that is actually opened up there. And as soon as I remove that, that actually became an intake. And I get it. You guys are like, well, wait, your intakes are over there. We have to remember there's so much negative pressure, all these inline fans pulling air through that wall, that instantly becomes an intake. You don't want that at all. So you can actually see, and I'll go outside, there's actually a flap there that I have screwed open. You can see over here, I removed that screw. And so when I remove that screw, it closes that flap, gets rid of that intake. So let's head outside. All right, walking around the back side of the shed here. So here's one nice up and close. You can see, just a little tapper there, holds open that flap to alleviate any resistance. If you just let the flap there, you would have airflow resistance, and I don't want that. So each of our ASICs, you can see nice and warm, helps to keep some of these chickens warm during the fall and winter. So let me get this one closed up. As soon as I remove that, the flap instantly closed hard. Not sure if you can tell inside of there. All right, so let's wrap around here. We're going to take a look at our KA3, see how it's been doing, and then let's talk about what we're going to do at a later date for those other slots, because we got some slots open, some power available. All right, it's been 15 minutes for our KA3, still up and running. Look at our temps. Outlets, before it was having 91. Now we're down to 38. It's been running great. So what I think what was going on was that pivotal port, that blue-purple board, it was bad, and it wasn't telling the inline fan to run at different speeds. So if that was the case, this could have been at 0. Even though it looked like it was running, it could have been back pressure spinning it. So glad we got that figured out. So we got a few slots here available. We got one here, we got one here, and actually we do have another 30 amp 240 volt up here that we have been running like 2 ASICs on that side. We have 2 more, so we have 4 slots here. So here's where my head is at. I just bought another KS5 Pro. So I'm going to put one up here, and I bought another L9. We'll put that right here, right next to this L7. And then we're kind of going to leave 2 slots available for anything new coming out that I may be interested in. We'll definitely have to see. All right, guys, that's it. I'm done. Little afternoon of work here over at the ASIC mining shed. Comment down below any questions, comments, maybe some concerns. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.
What's up, guys? Sorry to interrupt your video, but want to keep you in the know. So are you new at mining, or you're just looking to step into it? You're not sure what hardware you want to buy. You're not sure what build you want to do. Need some help? Maybe you're building your first mining rig and you literally need help step by step installing Hive OS. Maybe you're so far away from mining, but you're looking at it and you just need somebody to bounce some ideas off of. Well, I offer one-on-one calls with the community, and I've done boatloads, some really cool ones. I've helped people set up ASIC miners in the Dominican Republic. I've helped someone troubleshoot their very first GPU mining rig. I've chatted with a guy looking to open up a farm and just wanted a sounding board. I've helped someone else build and set up and configure their brand new Caspa miners. Well, I'm here to help, and I'd love to work with you. If you guys need one-on-one help, I offer it, and I love doing it. So there's a link directly down below to thehobbyistminer.io.
go over there and schedule some time with me. All right, back to the video.